Let's have a little chat here about Fred Chesney, Atari, the VCS. Headline from the Register, written by our pal
Kieran McCarthy.
I feel like I know him. Kieran McCarthy. Not just its VCS console that's MIA, Atari is a no-show in court too. Reborn Biz ignores hardware architect's lawsuit over unpaid wages.
Oh my God.
It's a nice reading headline.
That's more like a long sentence than a headline, but
yeah,
that's how our cheeky Kieran is. Okay, so if you didn't keep up with this before, the main architect originally of the Atari VCS was Rob Wyatt, and he sued Atari.
Yeah, we've brought this up a couple of times, I think.
Because they never paid him for his work or his company for the work on this.
Right.
And this was going to court. I didn't realize it was going to court this quickly.
Neither did I.
But I guess there was no settlement or anything like that. So he sued the Iconic Games company in April for failing to pay him months of wages, showing a Colorado court invoices that totaled $261,720. That's a lot of money. The company was served with a summons in its U.S. headquarters in Delaware 2 weeks later and failed to respond by a deadline of May 13th. So good old Atari has one of these nice shell Delaware P.O. box companies going on just to be in the U.S.
Yes.
Isn't that nice? Hey, I wish I could do it because it's a lot cheaper than California having an LLC. I'm not going to deny that. But they do have a U.S. company, so you can sue them here. Interesting. So Wyatt filed for a default judgment against Atari, something that he's likely to receive, given the earlier failure to respond and the legal process required. So this is interesting. So Atari couldn't even muster up getting a lawyer to come and even present at a hearing for this, and are basically throwing in the towel on this. I mean, that's what they're doing.
So I guess that we had talked about this in October. It was. He resigned in October 2019 after saying he hadn't been...
Yes, we did talk about that in October.
After he said he hadn't been paid for 6 months. The guy who, was supposed to turn this into something other than just marketing, bloviating, and bullshit.
Yes, could have made it an actual product.
Yeah, they decided that wasn't important to pay for. An actual product.
And they got their millions of dollars that obviously they could have used to pay him, so that's not an excuse.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not surprised.
They could have probably, if Atari was even sensible, they could have even probably settled for even less than that total amount if they realized, okay, well, we'll keep this out of court. We'll give you whatever, 200 or 225, whatever. And maybe they didn't even try to do that. It sounded like we're just gonna be lazy and not even show up and then automatically lose for the full amount. I can never picture a real company doing something like this, because then you're embarrassed on top of it. Because if you're gonna pay him anyway, Ian, why not just pay him legally then before you have a default judgment against you? This is, sorry, I'm just flabbergasted by the lack of business sense all the way around. This is like Sega with their Game Gear Micro, where it's you're not thinking at all about this. You don't give a shit about how your company looks, and you're going to pay out money. Or maybe they think we're in France, so it'll be hard to get our money, but I don't know. This is insane to me that you would not even show up or try to fight this or even negotiate or what have you. You have the money to hire a fucking lawyer. To at least negotiate this. I don't get this at all.
Yep. Nope. It's I don't know. Admitting defeat. So the rest of the article is worth a read. It just kind of
goes through the history a little bit.
Goes through the history of this nightmare console so far. Basically talks about how they have repeatedly opened pre-orders because they suspect they have repeatedly run out of funds. As of last week, they are promising, and I feel like this has been promised for a long time now, they are going to have an initial run of 500 consoles available by the middle of this month, supposedly.
And you ask why shouldn't they have the funds to do all
of them? Because there are nearly 12,000 people who are waiting on the box.
They got $3 million from this. Was it 3 years ago? It was 2017, right?
Yeah.
Was it 17 or 18?
I think it goes all the way back to 17.
It's been 3 years. It was July 2017.
Yep. So, Yeah, and just points out that when this does finally hit market, it's going to be underpowered. It's going to rely on a largely unknown game streaming service. That's Antstream. We've talked about Antstream on here before.
When the fuck was this ago?
It's going to rely on a largely unknown streaming service for anything beyond Atari's own games, and people have to pay for that service.
The same 100 games you can get buying the fucking Raspberry Pi from Micro Center, probably on there.
So it's insane, and I think at this point they're just slowly like dawdling.
Oh no, it's only been 2 years. Excuse me, it's been only 2 years since the Indiegogo. It was June 29th, 2018. It ended.
Okay.
They raised $3 million. $3 million.
It's a lot.
The comments are not locked, so you can go to the Indiegogo and look at that fun. There you go. I think people might realize at this point it's just going to be, well, there's going to make 500. How can you run out of money to produce it? That's the whole point of crowdfunding, is that you know what it costs to make this. Did you just blow through this money with hookers and blow, Fred Chenet? Did you? I'm not saying you did. I'm just speculating. How could you go through that money? You're getting other money from other avenues, from whoring out your name for the fucking cryptocurrency casino and the hotel and this Raspberry Pi. You're getting money from different sources. You're probably, from what I hear, they've gone after like people producing their own Atari shirts, so they're very litigious when it comes to that. So you're getting money somewhere. Make the fucking consoles. Make the 12,000 consoles. Holy shit. What a joke. This is funny. Kieran this is editorializing end news, but it's great. Despite a successful crowdfunding campaign, Atari didn't have anywhere near the resources to create a console from scratch, and so ended up taking a series of shortcuts that have made the finished version of the VCS, which is yet to ship in a meaningful way 3 years later, not very appealing. When it does finally hit the market, it will be underpowered and will rely on a largely unknown game streaming service for anything beyond Atari's games, a service that users will have to pay extra for. There are no outside developers on board and no ports of popular games. Atari has repeatedly reopened for pre-orders, many suspect because it has repeatedly run out of funds. And as things stand, last week promised that it will have an initial run of 500. There are, however, nearly 12,000 increasingly angry netizens who have paid as much as 400 for each box. The fact that Atari is heading into a default judgment in lawsuit brought by the bloke tasked with creating the console, it didn't even respond to the allegations, is just one sign that the Atari VCS is destined for the dustbin of history. No comment from Atari was received at time of publication. That cheeky Kieran.
Oh, it's crazy.
I wonder what happens if they don't come out with these 12,000. I wonder what will happen. You think that if you don't come out with this 12,000, that there will be, obviously everyone will be reporting on this, and then no one will hopefully do a business with Atari, and the name doesn't mean anything, obviously.
Right.
Those games have been re-released so many times. I don't even think those games have any value anymore individually.
No.
Those 2,600. I mean, they've been.
No, they can't possibly.
I mean, I should have bought the rights to Atari. I mean, like, how much could it have possibly cost at the time? Well, let's put it this way. If they try to sell this eventually, I just think the value will just be less and less. It's never going to be the same again.
No.
You know, we're fucking 45 years into the existence of Atari, for God's sakes. You know, so 74, 75. Holy shit. With Pong and everything. My God. All right, anything else to add from our cheeky Kieran McCarthy?
No.